Bangladesh has finally announced elections. The elections to elect a national government after the overthrow of the Sheikh Hasina-led Awami League on August 5th last year will now take place in February, and the elections will conclude before Ramazan, is what the chief advisor of the Interim Government of Bangladesh, Professor Muhammad Yunus, said in an address to Bangladesh. In that 32-odd minute address, Yunus referred to several aspects of that election, including the fact that non-resident Bangladeshis or expat Bangladeshis would be allowed to vote and provisions would be made for them to take part in the election. He said that this would be an election that would be celebrated like Eid in a festive spirit. That's the kind of effort that the interim government will put in, is what Muhammad Yunus has said. Now, why these announcements and why has this announcement been made now? It's important to note, firstly, the date. August 5th is the anniversary of the toppling of the Sheikh Hasina government last year. It's been 1 year since Sheikh Hasina had to resign, which of course there's a little bit of question mark over, but she had to leave the country and the government led by Sheikh Hasina came to an end. Then of course the interim government came in with the mandate to execute reforms and hold an election to elect a democratically elected government. But in between, the interim government got busy with the economy, got busy with taking long-term economic decisions, leading many to believe that there was an effort by Yunus to cling on to power and that elections were being delayed. That's when political parties got into action. Parties like the BNP held a massive rally demanding elections by December this year. Now, finally, this interim government said that February is when it would hold these elections, and that's February 2026. That now seems to be the consensus date. Everyone seems to have agreed that February is when it will be held, and before Ramazan is when the elections will be concluded. Now, who all will take part in this election? There again, there is a little bit of, concern, because obviously the Awami League, the party that was ousted from power, has been banned from participating in the elections. The BNP, of course, which was the main opposition party during the Hasina regime, will be contesting. It had boycotted the 2024 elections, claiming it was rigged, but the BNP will be, of course, taking part in this election. The third thing is that the Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh, which is a radical Islamist organization, their ban has been lifted and their registration with the Election Commission has been given back, which means they are also free to contest elections. Another new player will be the National Citizens Party, or the NCP, which of course is a party that is an offshoot of the protests last year. So there are these players, and who wins, of course, will determine on who forms the next government in Bangladesh. But India will be closely watching these developments, because it is extremely important for India to see who its partner in Bangladesh is going to be. What attitude are they going to take towards India? Are they going to be anti-Indian and promote anti-Indian voices like the Yunus government? Because remember, anti-India voices continue to spew venom. In fact, even at the event yesterday, there were some voices that did say some not so nice things. But obviously, India will be closely watching the results and see who the next Prime Minister is, because that would give India also a chance, and Bangladesh too, an opportunity to repair the extremely strained ties between the Yunus regime and the government of India, as these countries are immediate neighbors and depend on each other for a lot of things. More so Bangladesh. India, of course, has some strategic interests which it would like to look at if there is a friendly power in Bangladesh. So that's all we have on this particular issue of the Bangladesh election that's just been announced. For more such videos, stay tuned to NDTV's YouTube platform, where we bring you the news with context and the background in which it is taking place.
এবার আমাদের সর্বশেষ দায়িত্ব পালনের পালা, নির্বাচন অনুষ্ঠান। আজ এই মহান দিবসে আপনাদের সামনে এই বক্তব্য রাখার পর থেকেই আমরা আমাদের সর্বশেষ এবং সবচেয়ে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ অধ্যায়ে প্রবেশ করব। আমরা এবার একটা নির্বাচিত সরকারের কাছে দায়িত্ব হস্তান্তরের প্রক্রিয়া শুরু করব। অন্তর্বর্তী সরকারের পক্ষ থেকে আমি প্রধান নির্বাচন কমিশনারের কাছে চিঠি পাঠাবো যেন নির্বাচন কমিশন আগামী রমজানের আগে 2026 সালের ফেব্রুয়ারি মাসে জাতীয় নির্বাচন অনুষ্ঠানের আয়োজন করেন। আপনারা সকলেই দোয়া করবেন যেন সুন্দরভাবে নির্বাচন অনুষ্ঠান করে এদেশের সকল নাগরিক একটি নতুন বাংলাদেশ গড়ার কাজে সফলভাবে এগিয়ে যেতে পারে। আমরা সরকারের পক্ষ থেকে এই নির্বাচন যাতে সুষ্ঠু, শান্তিপূর্ণ এবং উৎসবমুখরভাবে সম্পন্ন করা যায় সেই জন্য সকল প্রকার সাহায্য সহযোগিতা প্রদান করব। এবারের নির্বাচন যেন আনন্দ উৎসবের দিক থেকে, শান্তি শৃঙ্খলার দিক থেকে, ভোটার উপস্থিতির দিক থেকে, সৌহার্দ্য ও আন্তরিকতার দিক থেকে দেশের ইতিহাসে স্মরণীয় হয়ে থাকে। সেই জন্য সকল আয়োজন সম্পন্ন করতে আগামীকাল থেকে আমরা সকলেই মানসিক প্রস্তুতি ও প্রাতিষ্ঠানিক আয়োজন শুরু করব।
For the latest news and updates, stay tuned to NDTV. Thank you so much for watching.